Hey there, welcome to another episode of Veronica's Music Vault. Today we are starting on the Bees and we are talking about Bad Religion. I have quite a few CDs by Bad Religion. There's 12 here in total, which I will talk you through. And this is not all of their albums and singles. So let's dive into it. So reading off my sheet, because even though I like this band a lot, and obviously I've collected quite a few of their albums, I haven't followed them since I bought their last album in 2000, which I'll get to in a little while. So yeah, let me go through the history of Bad Religion in a little brief intro. Okay, they formed in Los Angeles, California in 1980. I didn't even know that, but that's a long time ago. The band have had a few lineup changes, but the singer, Greg Graffin, has always been the constant member that's stayed in there. This has happened with a lot of my favourite bands as well. While the rest of the band move on, they retire, whatever, they decide to go their own way. The singer will always stay, so therefore it's sort of like the singer plus whoever's filling in, I guess you could say. They've released 17 studio albums, which I'm quite amazed about. And they have 2 live albums, 3 compilation albums, 3 EPs, and 2 live DVDs. The genre they fall into is melodic hardcore, punk rock, skate punk, and hardcore punk. I have never seen them live, mainly because the couple of times they've probably toured Australia quite a bit. Most of the times they've toured, I think they've been on the Warped tour. Don't quote me on that, please. Where I'm not into a lot of that music, just mainly Bad Religion. And if they have done any of their shows on their own, I just haven't gone to them. So I'd love to see this band one day because they've got such a great, huge catalogue of music that I'd actually love to see them live if they ever do come back to Australia again and I can get there. So this is the albums that I own, starting from the first released album that I have right up to the last released album. First of all, we have Suffer, which has 15 songs on it, and I'll just tell you my favourite of them. My favourite song is Give You Nothing. Back in the time, Bad Religion albums were a bit hard to find, so this one was from HMV and I paid $30 for it. Who knows what they're worth now. So there's that one. Against the Grain has 17 songs and it has an early version of 21st Century Digital Boy, which was one of their biggest hits. Pretty cool cover. And judging from the little sticker on the back, I think I got this one from Beat Disc. So I would have paid about $17 at the time for this. Would have been just going back through the back catalogue and saying, oh, Bad Religion, all right, just try and get as many albums as I can. So that's that one. Generator was the next one that I own. There's 11 songs on that. My favourite would be Generator. That one I got from Beat Disc. Recipe for Hate was next. There's 14 songs on that. American Jesus would be my favourite. That one was also from Beat Disc. $16 to $17 was about what a secondhand CD would go for, which is about half the price of what you would buy them for new anyway. And a lot of times with the new ones, especially with HMV and the smaller record stores, they don't carry a lot of the back catalogue. So it's basically you had to get it then. Otherwise, you had to go and search for them. And at the time when I was doing this was the late 90s, early 2000s. So this was before eBay and all of that sort of stuff where you could buy. I could go on eBay now, type in Bad Religion, and a whole pile of things may come up. And if there's something that I need, I may be able to buy it. So back then, it was very hard to get things. as it was the same with trying to find out information on when new albums and things came out as well, which is why a lot of my CD collecting started to slow down in the early 2000s, because it was sort of getting harder to find out about a lot of things. In about, I think it's this week actually, there's 2 bands that I love that are dropping new albums. I only know about those because of following them on social media. So it's getting a lot harder now to find out about newer stuff because of, you have to be on the internet all the time. So yeah, it will be a trip to buy some new albums. I sort of make up a little bit of a wish list and I'll get a few together. More money to spend. Yay. So next up we had, this is probably one of their biggest albums, Stranger Than Fiction. And there's 15 songs on that. Favourites are 21st Century Digital Boy and Stranger Than Fiction. That one was also from Beat Disc. The little telltales how much it was and their catalogue number. Pretty cool. Next up was All Ages. I think this was one of their first live releases that I've got. There's 22 songs on here. Favourite would be 21st Century Digital Boy. That was probably one of the first songs that I liked of theirs from memory. So that's that one there. It's pretty cool. Next up came also one of my favourite albums of theirs. This one's called The Grey Race, sorry. I brought this one secondhand as well. It's got this really cool pop-up cover, or pop-out cover, I should say, which slides out. If you look very closely, that's where you will see the album tracks. And then that's the album there. There's just a whole pile of pictures of faces and everything. It's pretty cool. And that one is 15 songs. My favourite is Come Join Us and A Walk. Come Join Us is probably one of my all-time favourite songs of theirs. I do have a live version of it, I think, that I've recorded from video to DVD, and I think it was them doing it on Recovery at the time. And I think I also have them hosting Rage. So they did come out to Australia around that time, but I'm pretty sure they toured on the Warp Tour, and I didn't want to pay all that money to go to a Warp Tour to mainly see one band, which at the time was how we sort of had to see bands anyway, on big festivals, which always rolled in the summertime when you was busy with work and you didn't have as much money to spend. So you sort of constantly missed out on seeing a lot of bands. Now when they come out, they do huge stadium shows, and you miss out because you have to make a sacrifice as to who you're going to spend your $300 to $400 on seeing. It's stupid. But anyway, guess that's the way it goes. Next up, the first one of the singles I have of theirs is called A Walk. That was a second-hand one. There's 4 songs on that. And that one has sample product, not for sale on it. So who knows? Next up, we've got Tested, which was 27 songs, punk rock song, A Walk, America Jesus, and 10 in 2010 are my favourite songs on that. So that was pretty cool. Some of them I've got in little plastic sleeves. Mainly I keep all my collectible ones in that, but at this stage it's just, that's what it was. This one I brought new in Liverpool. There was a record store, CD shop really, called Sandlia Music. I used to get a few weird and wonderful ones in there. And it's got a really cool little thing on here. No Bad Religion song can make your life complete. And it's got 1996 on there. So this is me going back through a lot of things, because I didn't start to buy a lot of these until I would say about 99, 2000, which was when I really started to hit Beat Disc a lot to try and get a lot of things. So 5 years old and I'm trying to track things down. Not me being 5 years old, the album being 5 years old. Okay, next up we have got Punk Rock Song. It's a pretty cool, catchy song. Most of the Bad Religion songs are pretty cool and catchy and very short. That's one good thing about punk music. If you have a short attention span, which I think a lot of us are getting now with technology, that is a really, really good thing. Nice and quick. So Punk Rock Song, sorry, this one has got 4 songs, and it also features a German version of Punk Rock Song. Pretty cool, if you can understand German. Next up, we've got No Substance. I think this is another one of my really good favourite songs, albums. 16 songs on this. Raise Your Voice, I really like that song. And of course, the song called No Substance. I think I brought this one secondhand. I'm just going to say I did because most of their stuff did come from Beat Disc. And then the last thing that I brought from them was called The New America, which was released in 2000. And there's 13 songs on this, and it features the song New America. So there's still quite a few more albums that I do need to buy. I can get the DVDs at some stage later as well. So, yeah, that has been My Bad Religion. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.